The other day I did a video talking about how ambitions are delusions, yeah, and it's very true. Ambitions are delusions, right? But see, when you strive towards a goal, you have to make sure that it's realistic. Okay. Now, of course, it becomes a contradiction. You know, it's a delusion. A great goal is a delusion, but at the same time, you have to be realistic. You know, which is it? Well, it's both. And let me explain. Say, for instance, I say that I want to go to the moon. Yeah, I want to go to the moon right now. Just want to go to the moon, right? And I'm going to work towards getting to the moon. Now, you hear that and you say, you know, the guy is fucking insane, right? But say that, for the sake of argument, that I'm a billionaire. And I realize that there are a discrete number of steps in order for me to get to the moon, right? I have to take some of my billions, you know, and I have to build myself a rocket ship. And I have to hire the scientists and the engineers, of course, to build a rocket and to build a spaceship and to build a lunar module. And I have to hire these people and they have to do a set amounts of work and they have to do a whole bunch of stuff in order for that to happen. Well, all of a sudden, you know, the goal becomes realistic, right? But actually, what do you mean by realistic? By realistic, what you're actually saying is that to achieve the goal, no matter how distant or how seemingly impossible, you have to reduce it to discrete steps. So long as you reduce your goal, let me phrase that, so long as you are able to reduce your goal to a series of little things that you have to do, you can make any goal. You can achieve anything. You just have to make sure that each step on the way to the goal is achievable. Let me give you another example. Suppose I tell you that I'm going to go up half a mile. I'm going to climb half a mile. I'm going to get up to half a mile above the ground, right? And you say, well, that's impossible. You know, you're going to need a helicopter, but you don't have a helicopter. So how are you going to get up a mile off the ground, right? You know, say that we're in New York City. We're in New York City. And I'm telling you that I am going to get half a mile off the ground, right? And I'm not going to use any kind of machine. No, I'm going to get a half a mile above ground, all on my lonesome, on my own power, right? And you're going to be like, oh my God, how is that possible? You can't do that, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, I go down to the Freedom Tower, smirk at the name, but they go down to the Freedom Tower, go to the stairwell and start climbing, right? I start climbing up 100 flights of stairs, you know? And yeah, I'm going to wind up being, you know, half a mile above the ground. Yeah? And is it achievable? Sure, it's achievable. It's achievable. It's going to take me a while. It'll take me, I don't know, an afternoon or maybe a whole day. I don't know how long it takes to climb the stairs, 100-odd flights of stairs, right? But it's achievable. Why? Because each step on the climb is achievable. Therefore, the overall goal is achievable. I will wind up half a mile above the ground by going up each and every step of the staircase on the Freedom Tower. It's inevitable, yeah? Because each step is achievable. And it could be that, you know, from the get-go, you cannot achieve some goal because you don't have something essential necessary for that goal. For instance, you know, I said before that, you know, I have the dream of going to the moon, right? But I don't have $1 billion or a few $1 billion necessary to achieve that goal. So, of course, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to be able to hire the people to go. And so that dream, it's just not going to happen, right? But you're going to know that almost from the get-go, right? You're going to know from almost the moment you start to imagine some goal that you can or can't achieve it because of some crucial thing that you lack. But it could be that crucial thing that you lack, you can get it. It could be that you actually know how to get it. A lot of times you have some goal and you think that you can't achieve it, but you start breaking it down and start to realize what is really necessary. And you start to realize that you can achieve it. For instance, in this absurd notion of me going to the moon, yeah? I don't have $1 billion, or maybe it'll cost $10 billion to get to the moon, but perhaps I know, or I can get to know, like say investment bankers who can put me in touch with clients. These clients have the cash, not individually perhaps, but a group of them, I can put them all together and put together $10 billion. And with these $10 billion, I can pay the engineers and the scientists and what have you to build a rocket to go to the moon. You see what I mean? Because a lot of times you don't need to have something. You don't need to have $1 billion or $10 billion. You just need to get it from somewhere in order to achieve your dream. So that's what you have to do with any great goal, with any great mountaintop that you wish to achieve. You have to figure out all the intermediary steps in order to reach that great goal. Every step of the way, you have to be able to figure out, I have to do this, then I have to do that, then I have to do this other thing. And you have to get to that point where every step along the way is achievable. That's how you achieve a great goal. And that's why just about anything imagined by a man can be achieved by a man. Because anything that you imagine, no matter how ludicrous or difficult it might seem to be, it requires a finite number of steps to achieve.